I'm Giovanni. I'm the CEO and founder of Exeger. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my company today and how my journey has been. And I'm super excited to be able to talk to all of you because I'm also an old Handel student. And I still remember the first day when I started in August '96. And I came straight from the bus from Mora. I had long hair and military shorts and a ring in my ear. At the time I was the only guy who had long hairs at the school. And I really enjoyed studying there. It was tough for me. I wasn't at all prepared for the hard work that you had to put in. So I actually failed the first 5 out of my 6 exams. I had to study hard to regain that. But I also had a lot of fun. And as far as I know, I was the only one who attended all the pre-parties, all the parties, and the after-parties the whole first year. That might have affected my study results, I'm not sure. But I had a great time and I learned a lot. And hopefully today I will be able to share a little bit of that with all of you. Exeger is a Swedish deep tech company based here in Stockholm. We have developed a new and unique material. We call it PowerFoil. It can convert light energy to electrical energy. We can convert any kind of light, indoor light, diffuse light, indirect light, of course also direct sunshine. This material can look almost like anything, like fabric, leather, wood, brushed steel, or just normal plastic. We also have free form availability, so we can print this material in basically any form you like a circle, a rectangle, a triangle. And that in combination with these different textures allows us to integrate PowerFoil in almost any kind of surface, in any kind of product. So the products become self-charging. This means that you won't have to worry that your device runs out of battery. I'm sure you all have been there when you want to use your wireless headphones or your tablet or whatever, and the battery is flat. So by integrating our film in these products that already sells hundreds of millions per year, we give them eternal battery life without you having to do anything at all. I started this company almost 12 years ago. Today we're 120 people from more than 20 countries. We have a factory, I'm sitting in it right now. We are located at the KTH campus in the center of Stockholm. We manufacture our own components because you can't buy them. We manufacture our own machines as well. You can't buy those either. So these things in combination has also given us a very strong IP position. So we have a lot of patents that are granted and a lot of trade secrets because we don't tell anyone how to build these machines nor how to do the actual processes. My strategy has been to try and keep this in Sweden. Because in Sweden we have a very, very strong industrial heritage. I mean, how many other countries can brag with companies such as, Volvo, Electrolux, Atlas Copco, SKF, ABB? I mean, it can go on for a long time. And the common denominator of all these companies, these great industrial companies, is that they have taken this from the start to full global international scale. And they've done it here, and they did it out of Sweden. It can be done. And we are doing it now again. We are valued to over 6 billion Swedish crowns, and we are ranked #1 in many global lists. And we have the best product in the world in our field. And our customers that we have announced, such as Samsung, I mean, one of the largest companies in the world. We have more than 26 different customers that we are doing projects with at the moment. By enabling these sensors, these IoT devices, smart home products to become self-powered and feed into the IoT and the AI network. We are like the heart, pumping around the clean blood in the body, providing the sensoric nerve system with oxygen, energy, so that we can feel and touch and sense things. And then we send this data to our brain, the AI. But without blood, clean blood pumping around in the body, nothing happens. And without energy to power IoT and to power the AI, it doesn't work. And that's why we're such a great fit to Softbank. Exeger is able to bring something new to many companies in the consumer electronics industry. We can help them become environmentally responsible companies. We can help them transition to the clean energy. And maybe in some cases even enable them to become carbon positive. Because when you use our material, we convert light energy to electric energy in a clean process. And we have very short energy payback time. That means that after a certain amount of hours of using our solar cell, we have produced the same amount of electricity that we use to produce the cell in the factory. And when we have reached that moment, after that, we're carbon positive. So, for example, when we integrate our foil in a wireless headphone, which we have announced that we have a deal with JBL, owned by Harman, Samsung, we allow them to become environmentally sustainable. We help them to transition to the carbon positive society. And if we're able to eliminate or reduce the usage of cables, that's massive. That's massive. It's a huge environmental impact. And you might think that, us entering into consumer electronics industry is like a niche market. So why are you not targeting larger things, such as buildings and such? We will, it's a short answer. But it's funny because people say, consumer electronics industry is a niche market. Well, maybe it is, but the largest companies in the world, Apple, Samsung, etc., they are active in this field. It's a huge, huge industry. We are helping them to take responsibility. For the first time, they can be responsible without compromising design, thickness, weight, brand. Technology sucks, it's all about the people, if you boil it down. When you have a good collection of people, you can do almost anything. But in order to be really sustainable, you need to have a financially sound business. No one cares if you have zero emissions if you go bust, right? You need to have a strong and good culture, work environment. People need to have fun at work. They need to feel safe as well. And they need to feel that you see them. We've put a lot of emphasis on creating a strong culture, creating a work environment where you feel safe, where you feel safe enough to ask the uncomfortable questions, to take the uncomfortable decisions, because entrepreneurship is all about doing things. The moment you stop moving, you die. It's all about taking decisions, dare to take decisions, and you will make wrong decisions, but that's okay. You need to create an environment where that is okay, where you have the mandate, but also responsibility to solve things, responsibility to yourself and to your fellow colleagues. I think this is the only way to build a really truly sustainable work environment and a strong culture. And at Exeger, 96% of all the people who work here are actually proud to work here. And that makes me proud, very proud. I care so much about everyone who works here. With a great set of people working here, with a good technology. We have a good technology that is sustainable. With that I mean we can protect it either through IP, which we do, patents, but also through trade secrets. A lot of things that we do we just keep secret, like Coca-Cola is a good example. The recipe is still secret. And today I will add a third thing, also cyber. Cybersecurity is super important to protect your technology. So that should always be included in things that you do. This is very strong advice from me to you. So we have financially stable company, sustainable. We have a great set of people. We have a strong technology. When we have all this, then we can make environmental impact. In our case, we make environmental impact through our customers. In order to be able to commercialize technology, you need to be relevant. There are so many examples of fantastic technologies, amazing innovations that never ever made it. They didn't do an impact. Nothing happened. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. And for me, it's about relevance. Are we relevant? Are we important? So when I started the company, I had done a lot of other ventures before that. So everything from hotels to restaurants to real estate and IT companies and a lot of different things during my time at Handels and also after. And I had learned a lot of things. So when I started Exeger, I thought, okay, this one I'm going to do it my way. And there's probably 1,000 other ways that are even better, but I did this my way, and we have done it together. And when I found my partner, Dr. Henrik Lindström, who is a genius scientist, we spent probably 5 months misunderstanding each other. Just completely not understanding what the other guy said. And we argued every day almost. And when I finally explained it in a way that he understood, he was like, oh, that's what you mean, of course. And I told him, okay, Henrik, I will make you a promise. I promise you, I will always only sell things that you can back up. I told him practically it will mean that when an investor calls you and asks something, you're just going to tell him or her exactly what you know is true. Because I will have said the same with my words, but the same meaning. He said, okay, wow, that sounds great. I said, well, I need a promise from you as well. He said, okay, what's that? You need to promise me that you only research on things that I can sell. He said, okay. What's that? I said, well, we're going to find that out. Because we are only going to do things that people want. Then we can make a change. So to give you some concrete examples. Today, we live in a society where we have electronic devices all around us. We're completely dependent on them. We use them to communicate with our family, to pay tax, we check our health with it. We're super dependent on them. Also for fun, for leisure and such as well. So it's important to have them charged because we need them to live our lives. Okay, what if we could just allow them to be self-charged? So that has been our strategy, to integrate in things that you buy anyway, that you already use, and allow them to be self-powered with Powerfoil or next generation of our products that can convert any light energy to electrical energy. Nice and effortless. So now I'm in the prototype room. This is where the magic happens. And in front of me I have Niklas Jonsson, Nick, whom I finally managed to recruit here after having worked together for a few years. And you're responsible that we ship the right products with the right price, with the right quality in time. So one of the most important positions at Exeger, I would say. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you do, how your department works, and what's going on here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, thank you. I'm really, really happy to be here. Right? I tell everybody the reason I came is you and this company. How well it's built so well from the foundation up. And I worked with startup for 7 years. They're either not good at tech, they're either not good at recruiting the right type of people, which you're both good at. You're good at both of those things. Thirdly, they have problem with funding. You've never had problem with funding. You built it strategically from the beginning to build products for consumers, applying your technology that you've researched for 10 years before now, getting ready to ship the first one, thinking about final products, final consumer products. I get to play with gadgets, which I love, and I need to get to do it sustainably. We're actually making a difference for the planet here. So it's super fun.
Do you remember when we first met? We had just started doing some prototypes, and we had transitioned from doing these small glass-based cells. This is actually a big one. In the beginning, we only had like 1/3 of this thick glass, but we had a vision. Yeah. You understood all this, and you are the one who have helped us go from this phase to product phase.
People don't believe it.
Yeah.
So we agreed early on we need to spend money, and you agreed right away, on building real products where we could showcase this. And I think that's been the success all along. So another thing we also realized is that we also need to drive the actual integrated electronics into the devices, because we need the manufacturers to go after the latest chipset and the latest tech that makes the device draw less power. So in this case, we took a prior model of a known brand, which is now removed here. We ripped all the electronics, or the guys here did, all the young, brilliant guys we have here, ripped all the electronics out, put the latest Qualcomm chipset in. So instead of this one drawing about 30 milliamp, which is current, when you stream music, it now draws 8. And then of course, when we then put this cell on, and this is also, as you know, a solar cell. It looks like leather now. I call it rock and roll leather or electrical leather. When you walk outside in the middle of the day, in the summer in Sweden, and it's cloudy, then you have about 50,000 lux. This thing gains 24 milliamp and draws 8. So you actually charge it twice as much as you draw. Yeah. And I think this probably proves why the technology is so special from my perspective. So because for me, solar cells integrated in consumer electronics, whenever we looked at it as all those companies that I was at, it had 2 problems. It really didn't work well. It really didn't charge enough because the efficiency wasn't high enough, and it looked like shit. Yeah. All of those silver lines that you've in there didn't look good at all. Yeah. We can make it look like leather. We can make it look like mold-tech plastic surfaces in different variants. This is also a functioning one that we built, like soft touch. We're now working on nylon look or like fabric looking things now. And that's because the top surface, we just laminate whatever we want into it. So I think that those 2 things makes this completely different than anything else. For headphones, it's clear that nobody is ever going to have to use a cable again. And you usually just think, 5 to 10 years from now, when one of those people that are used to this young generation having a self-charging headphone, when they then see somebody in the older generation using a cable, they're like, what? Yeah. Why are you doing that? And that's we think this is what we call irreversible tech. Once you use it, you're never going to go back. Yeah. The next field we're going after, they're IoT sensors. So this is just a normal motion sensor that you find in a lot of homes and we'll have in every home, everywhere in the future. Every new building that is built is going to have thousands and thousands of sensors that needs power. Yeah. We will then give them that power. They're very low power, so this little smiley cell here is one of our solar cells. Gives this infinite power in a very low indoor light. Yeah. Softbank, our investor, released a white paper where they say that until 2033 or 2035, there will be 1 trillion IoT sensors connected in the world, and we can power all of them.
The first years when we were working with this, it was pretty difficult to sell. You can imagine, we had an idea, we had a small piece of glass, 4 by 4 millimeters big, and I told the people, in 10 years, maybe we'll have a factory, and in 15 years we're going to be on the shelf. But no one believed it, basically. But we had some few brave people who believed in us, who invested. And I realized that we really need prototypes. We need something to show. And we built the first prototypes in 2012. I was so proud of them. And they were so ugly. It was like this glass sheet, really thick glass sheet with 3 stripes on them. And I said, yeah, can you see it? People were like, yeah. Can't you see what it is? Not really. It's an iPad cover. Okay. Well, it wasn't exactly an iPad cover. Today we have done iPad covers. I think it's important that you have the passion to be able to talk about this for 10 years, 12 years. I'm as happy now as I was then. It's a little bit easier now, or very much easier, because we actually have working devices. And that's one of the main learnings, I think, from this entrepreneurial journey, is you need to work hard. And to be able to do that, to be able to persevere, you need to have fun. You need to work with things that you love. It's the only way to be able to work for this long time with the same things. So when we produce our solar cells here, PowerFoil, it's a little bit special because we started with a nanomaterial that we made into a component and then made a cell, and then now we need to produce it, and we realized, or I realized, Henrik told me, we got some good news and some bad news. Good news is this is probably the best cell in the world for indoor and diffuse light and all the product aspects that we had. Bad news is we can't produce it because there's no components. I've made them myself, and there are no machines to produce the components, and there are no machines to produce the solar cells either. I said, good, let's start. This was after 3 years roughly. And we were 12 people. We moved from a one room, 42 square meter lab, down to the factory where we are today. We took a big bet, and we have since then invented, designed, built our own machines to produce the components. And we built all the machines to produce a solar cell. And we have set up a full prototype team. We have a full engineering team. We have a mechanical team. We have software, we have hardware, we have branding, we have marketing, we have design, sales of course, strategy. We have all the supporting functions under one roof. So now I'm here in the factory with Camila and Eva. You've been with us for more than 7 years now, and over the years you've had several different roles and with great success. Maybe you can tell us what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so I'm currently head of production, and it's my responsibility to ensure the development of the stuff we do into mass production here and for the future, even more mass production.
How does it feel to work with production now? I mean, given the things you've done before and the years here, and
it's fantastic. I mean, it's the sort of the ultimate goal of the stuff that's been done before. So working with research, both in molecular neurobiology, but partly here as well, and then moving further to making bigger things and now making very many with high quality. It's like the final step.
Yeah. Can you describe, what's your picture of Exeger?
I mean, Exeger, obviously, it's opportunities. So what I've been doing, but what many other people also are doing. So working together with people from having different backgrounds, both where they come from, but also what they do. And we work together, sales, research, engineering, in order to create this, to make this from scratch. Yeah. Because this has not been done before, as you probably talked about.
What's the most funny part with your job, you think? What's the best part?
The best part is it's twofold. So working together with people from different disciplines, it's fun, because then you get another angle to what things come from, and you could see something in the beginning and then it ends up here. And then also to make it happen, to be a big part of what we do. It matters. You come here every day and then you get the stuff done. Yeah. That's the most fun.
I mean, all the machines we see here and everything, I mean, it's not normal production, right?
No, it's very much not normal in the sense that there are no machines to buy for the stuff we do, because we do things no one done before. So what we need to do is we see the need, we together with the other departments specify it, and then we actually make the machines, develop them ourselves. So they are often made from scratch to fit our perfect need. And that is quite unique. I usually say when I interview people for positions that we have 2 R&D or 2 development departments, one which is working on the performance of the cell, and one which is working on making the best machines fit for purpose for what we want to do. And that's also a fantastic thing.
So if I'm going to give you any advice here, I think that the most important thing is to find your intrinsic motivation, what really gets you going. Because you need to love what you do in order to cope with the huge amounts of work lies ahead of you. Because entrepreneurship is about doing things, and many things, over a long period of time. Hard work is what makes it happen. Number 2, I would say that find a good partner. Don't try and do this yourself. It's just so much worse. You need a good partner or many partners that you can talk to, you can discuss ideas. It just makes life so much easier and faster. The third thing I would advise you is to believe in yourself and dream big, think big, dare to be tough. You are great. Nothing is going to stop you. Just make it happen. Do it. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You know what the best thing with all of this is? We're looking for interns. We want you to apply for internship here at Exeger. And I know you're going to fit in here because you're smart, you're creative, you're responsible, and you think for yourself. And these are the characteristics we're looking for. You don't need to know anything specific. Just be yourself and express yourself. Those are the two most important things when you come here as an intern. And we tailor-make internships. Short, long, you can come here, you can work during the semester. We can decide together. If you have a passion for the things we do, don't hesitate to apply. And you know what? I'm going to make an exception. You can email directly to me, ceo@exeger.com. Okay? I expect you to email me. I want you to. And I want you to come here, and we're going to have a presentation. You can see the factory, and then I think you're going to want to work here. So welcome. Please email me. Thank you.
Went on the shop to get me some chewing gum, chewing gum. 25 cents for a stick of gum. Now I got some that I'm chewing on. My friend say, what?